A former boxer nicknamed Kid Collins wanders the desert area near Palm Springs. He escaped from a mental hospital and now leads a nomadic lifestyle. During his wanderings, he ends up in a small, forgotten town, where he meets a woman named Faye Anderson. She lives alone on a neglected property with dying palm trees and offers Kid a job to help renovate an old estate left by her late husband. In exchange, she allows him to live in an old trailer in the backyard. Collins agrees. He stays with Faye, does housework, and takes care of the territory. After a while, an old acquaintance of hers, a middle-aged man nicknamed Uncle Bud, shows up. He introduces himself as a former police officer and begins to visit Faye's house regularly. Tension immediately arises between him and Collins. Uncle Bud openly expresses suspicions about Kid's mental state and gradually starts talking to him about plans that have nothing to do with ordinary life. Uncle Bud reveals to Collins the essence of his intentions. He has long been hatching a plan to kidnap a rich man's child for ransom. He needs an executor, and he counts on Kid, a physically strong man, desperate and without a past. At first, Collins refuses. He is going to leave and not participate in anything like that. During one of his attempts to leave the city, Collins meets Doc Goldman, a doctor who guesses that he escaped from a mental hospital. Doc shows a special interest in Collins, helps him, and hints that he can arrange for him to be examined. At the same time, he carefully observes his behavior. Doc increasingly interferes in Collins's life, including his relationship with Faye. He begins to visit her, spend time at the station, and increasingly influence both of them. Meanwhile, Faye is increasingly drawing Kid into communication with Uncle Bud. The atmosphere in the house is becoming tense. Collins gradually realizes that he has few options. His position is precarious. He is an outlaw without documents and without support. Uncle Bud finds an approach to him. He presses on the fact that Collins has no future and offers a simple solution to all problems: to participate in the kidnapping, take a share, and disappear. Under the influence of circumstances and with obvious internal tension, Kid finally agrees. The three of them begin preparations. The plan is to track down the boy, capture him, hold him in a hideout, and demand a ransom. All preparations are carried out secretly, but the tension between the participants increases. Uncle Bud becomes more and more unpredictable. Collins does not trust him. Faye hesitates. She drinks and changes her mood. Collins has more and more doubts, but continues to participate. The kidnapping takes place during the day. Collins, wearing a mask, takes the boy to a secluded location. The child is temporarily held in an old building, where Collins watches over him. He is careful not to frighten the boy and avoids unnecessary violence. Faye is at home, preparing a ransom note. Everything seems to be going according to plan. However, the situation changes dramatically. Doc Goldman suspects Faye and Kid are involved. He reports this to the police. At the same time, Uncle Bud is losing control of the situation. He does not trust Faye and begins to suspect that he may be turned in. He finds Collins and insists on leaving immediately, taking the money and disappearing. Collins demands that everything be finished honestly first and the boy be released. A conflict arises between them. Uncle Bud threatens Collins, but he responds by eliminating him in a fight. Uncle Bud dies. Collins takes the boy and takes him to a place where he can be found. He leaves him in a safe place and disappears. The police learn of the incident. Faye is detained for questioning. Doc Goldman confirms the identity of Kid as a patient who escaped from the asylum. The search for Collins begins, but his whereabouts remain unknown. Collins is on the road again. He walks away along a deserted road to nowhere, alone, without a goal, without money, leaving behind everything that just happened.